For the next 100 days, I'm going to survive in this Minecraft world. I know I've said that before, but like, for real this time, guys, I mean it. I'm not gonna die this time. I started this world as I start every world, by getting wood and some basic tools. Not to mention killing some mobs and wondering where all the structures are. Actually, I found a village pretty early, so I'm pretty sure that means I'm gonna survive, right? I'm not just gonna randomly spontaneously combust on day 2 or anything. No, actually, I looked into the future, and I think I survived for a little while in this world. 100 days, I'm not really sure. My prophecy ran out, so I guess we'll have to see. But at least I got a bucket and a shield, and got to sleep with my new roommates. Sometimes I kind of feel bad for villagers. Like, how would you feel if someone came into your house and just took all of your food? Like, all of it. And then ran away and jumped into a cave, like nothing had ever happened? I would be pretty upset about that. This cave wasn't even that good. In fact, I almost immediately ran into danger, so I decided I was gonna stay high, like I usually do. When I came back up to the village, there was an iron golem angry at me, and I already had killed an iron golem, so I don't even know where this came from, and I don't know why it was angry at me either. Which was incredibly terrifying, but hey, I survived to tell the tale, and I even got some iron from it. Before I go back down to the mines, I want to get myself some arrows and a bow. Luckily, the Fletcher can help with that. After getting arrows and a bow, and making a chest plate, and a pickaxe, I went back down to the mines, and I mined up a bunch of iron. And then I tried to smelt it up, and ran into so much danger that I literally almost died. When I say I almost died, I mean I was panicking the whole time, because I had like 10 mobs all around me, and if I hadn't strategically made them fight, this would not be going out there. You would not be seeing this right now. I would have given up on the world and no one would know anything about this heroic escape. But, you know, I didn't die, so instead I went down and I mined up some gold and I looked for diamonds and I even made it all the way back up to the surface to sleep with the villagers. I think day 4 is as good a time as any to start getting myself some diamonds. Let's be honest, once you have diamond armor, it's almost difficult to die. Well, not for me, but for the average player, it's a lot harder to die when you have diamond armor. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm like an insanely good player. Now, I am dive mining, and I don't think that makes me good. It just makes me safe. And I found like 6 diamonds. I guess that makes me rich. But I'm still better than you, that's my point. You know that feeling when you go dive mining for like 20 minutes because you're literally obsessed with diamonds and everything in your life revolves around diamonds, and every single time you die, it's because you didn't have enough diamonds? Or you're an idiot. And every day you wake up thinking of diamonds, and you have a nice big diamond underneath your blanket in the morning when you wake up. No, you don't think of that? Okay, I get it. I spent the last 2 days dive mining, which means today I'm gonna dive mine. Nah, I'm just kidding, but I'm still gonna find diamonds, because I love diamonds and I can just sense them. It's like a spidey sense, but I'm not doing the weird web shooting. Actually, I could probably shoot out something, never mind. And by that time, it was already night, so I had to find my village, because I missed all my darling villagers. I love them so much, even though I'm gonna abandon them in probably like 10 days or something, but tonight I can sleep with them. No matter what world I'm in, I am never careful at all. So on day 7, I decided to go to the Nether. I have absolutely no idea why. Literally, I have no idea why. Why am I going to the Nether on day 7? An even better question, why did I find a bridge bastion? And why am I getting so good at looting bastions? I mean, I bridged over here like a pro and took all of their gold before they were ever the wiser. I'm getting really good at this hardcore Minecraft thing. Although I did take like 15 minutes to do that, so by the time I returned to the overworld, it was already day 8, but after my successful journey to the Nether, what I needed to do was get food, because I think it's important to always have a good source of food. After finding food, I also needed to find a village, because if I don't find a village to settle down in, I'm probably going to end up dying. I don't know why I do it, but I always die when I don't have a village. Actually, I always die when I do have a village, so... But it's fine. If I find a village to make home, I can make an iron farm, I can make diamond armor, I can go caving, I can go to the Nether, or I could just go to sleep on the beach. Still haven't found my village, but that doesn't mean I won't today. Spoiler alert. I won't. Buried treasure. I honestly love the whole shipwreck buried treasure thing. It's literally one of my favorite things in Minecraft. It's just so cool, and there's so much loot, and oh, I love it so much. I also found a ruined portal at the end of the day, and you know what I did? I made a new portal, because what's ruined, I can fix. You heard it from here, folks. I can fix it. Bob the Builder aside, I am not going to the Nether today. I'll just do it tomorrow. I went to the Nether. again. And in all truth, I didn't really find anything. Like, literally nothing. I need to find a village because I want to just set up shop and start getting some iron from an iron farm, start trading with villagers, you know, all of that good stuff, because that's probably the easiest way for me to ensure that I'm going to survive, just setting up some sort of base. And obviously I have to build a castle and a Luke the Notable monument, because those are just staples of my time in a hardcore world. But today I can just get one ominous bottle and chase around every pillager until there are like 1,000 of them, and then I can go to sleep. With my ominous bottle, I now need to find a village so I can go terrorize it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna go terrorize a village. Okay, I just don't want to do a raid yet, but I do need a village because I want to settle down. And by settle down, I mean I want to have a marriage and have kids with a villager. No, that's also a joke. Yes, I'm going to make baby villagers, but not in that way. Well, maybe in that way. But I did find a village, and this village is beautiful. Mainly because, well, it's the only Plains village I could find, and I refuse to go to any other village because Plains villages are superior, and if you think they're not, you are wrong. Congratulations. Chronicles of the Iron Farm on day 12. I really need iron, and the best way to do that is to make an iron farm. And in all truth, I really would love to have an iron farm set up before I start exploring more caves, and before I make diamond armor, and before I go to the Nether again. Because iron farm equals money, and iron farm equals iron, and iron farm equals happiness, aside from for the iron golems. But who cares about iron golems aside from Cam Man? And it's not like he's just gonna be looking over my shoulder this entire time. And if he was, then maybe I'd talk to him and he'd be able to tell me how I could get more money in real life. More work on the iron farm today. In fact, I need to get it done today, but I have so much terraforming to do that I might not even be able to work on it at all. Whatever, that's still technically work on it. Oh no, it's thunderstorming. I really should go to bed now. Mobs might spawn and kill me. What's that? I almost died to a skeleton because I was an idiot? I'm not surprised at all. Just have to work more on my iron farm tomorrow, and probably the next day, and probably the next day, and probably the next day, and the next day has dawned, so it's time for some more iron farming. Oh, how I love terraforming. I love mining up dirt and cobblestone and feeling like I'm making absolutely no progress. Okay, I'm actually gonna finish the farm today. Like, for real, I'm actually gonna finish it today. How? I'm not really sure. I still need to get the villagers inside, but that's not very hard. But at long last, my farm is complete. Now, I just hope the iron golem won't spawn in a place that isn't where it's supposed to be. Alright, awesome, I'll just fix it tomorrow. I want to make myself some diamond armor and tools today, because although I'm not going to use it right now, I do want to have it handy just in case. Or rather, not just in case, but for when I eventually start using diamond tools and armor. But for now, I need to fix the iron farm, which works sometimes and doesn't work other times, and I'm not really sure why it works and doesn't work, and yeah, I'll have to figure this out. Always thunderstorming in this world, no idea why. I have a feeling this world just has something against me, or I have something against the world. Honestly, could be either or at this point. It's like a bad marriage, we just don't really know how to break up. But hey, I want to do a raid tomorrow, so maybe that'll be the end. Today I grabbed my diamond armor, took out my golden apple, and went out to do a raid, because I want some totems of undying. The first wave was pretty easy, as was the second wave. The third wave is where it got interesting, because these witches are so annoying. I literally almost died today. In fact, I genuinely thought I was going to. I got down to half a heart from poison, and I thought the witch was going to throw a harming potion and end the entire world. But somehow I got away. Was it luck? Or was I saved by the Minecraft gods? We'll find out tomorrow. I tried to get arrows from villagers, but apparently during a raid they refused to accept jobs, so I guess I can't have any arrows. That's great. Now I have to attack all of these stupid pillagers without any arrows. Nice. I got a totem, and then popped a totem, and almost died. Like, seriously, almost died. I actually thought that was the end. And then it happened again. Vexes are very annoying. But then I got another totem. And I got poisoned. And that poison took me down to half a heart. This day was absolutely crazy. And I know I'm backtracking a bit, but this raid has been insane, especially without arrows. I've had to do so many crazy things in an attempt to beat it. I woke up with half a heart. Awesome. That's how I feel on a daily basis in real life. Also, what is up with this door? This is a very weird door. I popped another totem. I didn't want to pop another totem. It's actually very unfortunate that I popped another totem. But this raid has been absolutely insane and very intense, and I keep popping totems. Also, most of my villagers are dead, which means that not only can I not get any more arrows, but I also have no iron golems to help me. Aside from this one that escaped from the iron farm, and it basically saved my life. And now I have another totem, and I'm getting arrows from skeletons because I can't trade for them. Well, now that I'm technically alive and not in any imminent danger, I can get to rebuilding my village, which I'm going to have to do, considering I only have 2 villagers left. I also need to finish up this raid. Nice. They're in the trees, and that's not a joke this time. It might be a war flashback, but only for me because I've popped too many totems in this world already. And I have a feeling I'm going to be popping more in the not-so-distant future. That might be foreshadowing, but not for today. And now I have to try to breed my villagers because I need more. I'm gonna need, like, a lot more. I need to rebuild my village after my maybe foolish decision. Is it really foolish if I have totems now? My armor got absolutely shredded during that raid, so I want to make sure I have some spare diamonds, which means it's time for me to go mining. Replenish or just make new armor? Honestly, at this point, I don't even know. I found a lot of diamonds, like so many diamonds, and it makes me so happy every time I find a diamond because I'm a bit of a diamond holic. If that's a thing. I don't really know if it is. And I have a bunch of deep slate, so I'll be able to make a castle, because you know me, I always have to build my castles out of deep slate. You know that moment when you're supposed to be digging up to the surface and then you accidentally find a lava pool and you happen to accidentally make a nether portal and then you accidentally go to the nether, and in the nether you accidentally find a fortress and you accidentally go to a blaze spawner and you accidentally almost die getting blaze rods, and even though you don't have any fire res, you still accidentally kill a lot of blazes, and then you accidentally pop a totem, but at least that gives you fire res, and you accidentally get 11 blaze rods and have to get out of the nether, and then you accidentally go back to the overworld and you accidentally build all the way back up to the surface, but now you have blaze rods and it's accidentally the next day. No? Okay, whatever. Now that I've done a raid, gotten totems, went to the nether, and accidentally gotten blaze rods, I think it's time to get home. And then I got home, and I killed more animals, because I'm kind of a monster. I mean, in all reality, we are the monsters of our own worlds. The world is peaceful until we get there, and start using the villagers as slaves, start killing the mobs for food, leather, start trading away gold. Okay, well, maybe trading away gold is totally fine. Day 24. Can't believe we're already here. It's time for me to start terraforming, because no matter where I go or how far I run, I will never be able to escape terraforming. It's because I just love making castles, and in order to make big, nice, beautiful castles overlooking villages, you must always terraform. I also realized I'm going to need more villagers, and you know the best way to do that? Red. So I'm going to make a little farm right by the sea. Today I have 2 things in mind. One, I still need to enchant, which means I'm going to need a lot of leather and a lot of paper, which I don't have. So I'm going to try to get that today. And 2, I want to start building my castle, and if not building my castle, then at least doing a bit of terraforming so that I know where to build my castle. Either way, it's still going to be some sort of castle building. I was actually lying, it was not castle building, I was just building a bridge. But this bridge is so nice. Look at this bridge. I love this bridge. It's beautiful. Ah, a beautiful new day. I'm sure I'm not gonna spend the entire thing terraforming. No, I can actually build a castle today. Yes, I'm so excited. Oh, what's that you say? I have to remove an entire layer of dirt? Well, that's not gonna take all day. It's just gonna take the entire morning and most of the afternoon and the rest of the afternoon, and it might take a bit of the evening. Okay, finally time for me to just work on my castle. It's kind of hard to build this castle because I'm building it diagonal. Don't ask why I'm building it diagonal. I don't really know why I'm building it diagonal, but hey, nobody has ever built anything diagonal before, so I'm doing something new. Completely new, and it's gonna look amazing. Time to work on that castle a little bit more today. But first, the poppy graveyard is very slowly but surely growing. It looks great. I just wish my iron farm was a bit faster. I have a feeling it's because I'm out of render distance, which is annoying because I have an awful PC. Anyway, I worked on my castle like a lot today, and it's looking pretty good, even though I'm building it diagonally, and that looks kind of weird. I'm just gonna need a lot more deep slate. Like, a lot more deep slate. The number one rule of Minecraft is that when you are not terraforming or building, you are probably mining some trees, because you need emeralds, and for some reason, trees make emeralds. You know, time is money, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, in this case, it does. In fact, money doesn't just grow on trees. Trees are money. Apparently, the Fletcher thinks so, at least, and let's be honest, nobody really cares what the Fletcher thinks, aside from me, because I like money. Day 30. Honestly, I can't believe I'm already at day 30, but I'm not complaining. Time for me to get some mending. And mending I got. In fact, literally the first trade I got was mending. I don't know how, but I locked it in pretty darn quick, you can be sure of that. I also need bookcases because I want to enchant all of my armor before I put mending on it. Like, yeah, mending's great and all, but I also need some protection on my armor. Protection in real life too, most likely, since the FBI is probably hunting me down at this very moment for my crimes against iron golems. Do you ever fall into an iron farm of your own making and go, huh, that's how iron golems feel? I'm so glad I'm not one of them, because I don't feel any regret for getting free iron. In all honesty, this iron golem could absolutely have killed me, but I'm pretty good at the game by now, so I was just fine. Some people might think that the Fletcher is the best way to get emeralds. Me personally, I think it might be the stonemason. The stonemason trades you 1 emerald for 10 pieces of clay. Literally, you just give it a clay ball and it's like, yeah! Don't get me wrong, I love using the Fletcher, but this one is also so good. Also, this stupid skeleton tried to kill me earlier, and the moment I turned back toward it, it died. Am I really that good at the game that I just stare at a mob and it dies? Also, emeralds. I love money. Today's mission. Get the rest of the bookshelves, an enchantment table, and enchant my armor. Today's mission failed. I was not able to do that. Partially because I have absolutely no idea how to make an enchantment table. At first, I thought I did. It turns out, I do not. I can make an iron farm. I can get all the emeralds in the world. I can beat a raid. But I don't know how to make an enchantment table. I just don't. I have no idea why. I searched for obsidian. I found obsidian. I didn't get enough obsidian. I made a nether portal. I don't know why, I didn't even light it. I guess I just wanted to see how good I am at speedrunning nether portals. Good news, everyone. I finally know how to make an enchanting table. It only took me an entire day. To make an enchanting table. That's crazy. But I have my obsidian, and now I can go back to my village. Maybe I'll destroy a villager's house. That's never hurt anyone. Especially because they're not even living there. Like, seriously, villagers, you guys gotta start paying rent. That hotel, you might have made it, but I own it now. I own it now, villagers. I've got prop 4 on my armor, and I'm gonna start getting mending soon. I am the chief now. Somehow today, I did a lot of things and absolutely nothing. I am going to need to have, like, a lot of emeralds if I want all my mending. Just to get it on my armor, I'm going to need 66 more emeralds, which means I'm going to need either a bunch of clay, a bunch of wood, or a bunch of both. But instead, I got incredibly distracted. Like, incredibly distracted. Trying to make a grindstone. And then trying to make my little castle look better. I don't know what it is at this point. All I know is that it's diagonal. But I did re-enchant my boots because I wanted something better than just Depth Strider. So I got prot 3. I mean, that's not terrible. Okay, now that I have all of my armor that I want to have, and I am definitely not planning on just re-enchanting it because I want better enchants, I'm gonna need to get myself some emeralds. Time to get an absolutely insane and utterly ridiculous amount of emeralds today. And by that, I mean probably like 20 or 30. I mean, how many emeralds can you really get in a day? Okay, don't answer that. The answer is probably infinite, or there's going to be that one guy who calculates the entire thing and makes me feel stupid. And I just don't want to feel stupid right now, so just pretend I didn't say it. Anyway, I got more mending and I got more emeralds today. And I even put mending on my chest plate. I know it's only thorns 2, but aside from that, it's entirely perfect. And I just don't want to have to make another chest plate. Like, I really do not want to have to. Remember that nether portal that I built a few days ago in that lava pool? Yeah, well, today I decided to use it. And let me tell you, it put me right near a treasure bastion. Like, right near a treasure bastion. And I almost died. honestly, I'm glad I have this totem, because without it, I would not have been brave enough to do all the risky, stupid things that I did. But it worked out in the end, because now I am tunneling. Honestly, I feel like tunneling is the easiest way to get all of the loot at the bottom. Like, you can tell me that you just have to be good, but in all honesty, it's just a lot easier to make a safe little tunnel, especially in hardcore mode. And I got netherite and an upgrade template. And all these gold blocks. Like, personally, I am very happy with this. I have to say, when you are not dying, looting a treasure bastion is a lot of fun. And I did not even get close to dying today. In fact, I looted the rest of the treasure bastion without any danger whatsoever. Well, there was a little bit of danger, but I handled it very well. I was extremely careful, and I took my time. That's really the way you have to do it in hardcore Minecraft. You just have to take your time. That's it. As long as you don't do anything stupid, you are not going to die. Unless you're just really bad at the game, but I can't relate. It used to be a running joke on my channel that I was terrible, but now I'm not, so progress, I guess. That's what happens when you play Minecraft every single day for over a year and die like 100 million times. Day 40. Somehow, we have already made it 4/10 of the way to 100 days. And I have so much gold, I do not know what to do with it all. I genuinely do not. That Nether adventure was a huge success. And at this point, I could probably make about 10 stacks of golden apples. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but only a bit. Will I trade it away to piglins? Yes, probably. Will I get all the pearls I need? No, probably not, because remember this, 1.21, when you trade away an entire bastion worth of gold, sometimes you get like 3 pearls. That's not a joke, you actually get like 3 pearls. Time to go back to the Nether. I want to trade away my gold, get some pearls and fire res from piglins, and then maybe I can come back home. I also do want to get some levels, and the Nether is great for that because of all the quartz. Eventually I'll probably have to make a gold farm, but not yet. I'll worry about that another time. I couldn't find any piglins because I'm in an endless soul sand valley. I did get a bunch of bone blocks, which means that I'll be able to grow crops fast. Not that I really care, it's not like I have a ton of crops to grow, I just have that wheat. Remember when I said that all those bone blocks I mined up yesterday were like basically useless because I don't do a lot of farming? Yeah, well today I spent like the entire day farming, and I mean almost the entire day. Bone mealing crops, picking them, bone mealing them again, planting them, bone mealing them. You get the drill. I did this for like at least 5 minutes straight. And then I made some bread, gave it to the villagers, and realized, oh, they need more beds so they can breed. So then I went and I tried to get some beds, and that took like all day. So the entire day I wasted on villagers. I'm beginning to think they're a little bit more trouble than they're worth. I am going to need some emeralds. Don't ask why I'm going to need emeralds. It's just because money, and I love money, and I want money. That means chopping down trees and getting a bunch of clay, because what is a day without getting money? To me, it's really not a day at all. I do want to eventually get a Trial Explorer map from the cartographer, but I don't really need to worry about that right now. And on day 69, I will be tracking down that stronghold, so get ready for that. I was trying to focus on my perfect armor on day 44, which didn't exactly go great, but I do have all the mending books that I'm gonna need. If only I could get perfect enchants, that would be great. I also picked a fight with an iron golem, which is, you know, probably kind of stupid. I'm not gonna say that it was smart. I did come out on top, but just barely, and I would have absolutely died if I did not have protection 4 on most of my armor. Also, I can like get a bunch of emeralds from iron now, so like that's super cool. I am very happy with that. I am going to make so much money. I also got a new helmet because my other one broke. And I got Prot 4 and Unbreaking, so I just put Mending on it because honestly, I'm not really gonna get a better helmet than that right now, so I'll take it. Today I woke up with a child near me. I don't remember having that child. I am terrified. I also went to the Nether today because I need ender pearls and I need a lot more levels. You can get both of those things in the Nether. However, I can't find piglins to trade away my gold to, and I can't find a warped forest to kill endermen in. Never mind, that was the script for the last time I was in the Nether. This time I went and traded with a bunch of piglins and got so many good things. So many. I have more fire reds than I will ever know what to do with. I also went back to the fortress. I don't know why I went to the fortress. I guess it was just for levels, and I got a bunch of blaze rods. I mean, way too many. I am not going to need all of those blaze rods, I can tell you right now. Still in the Nether fortress. I'm just gonna get some more blaze rods, some more levels, and then I'm gonna leave. I don't need to be here anymore. I really don't. I don't need more blaze rods. I have way too many of them as it is. I can't sell them or anything, so I'm just getting them for vanity's sake. When I got back to the overworld, I went straight to enchanting, and I got Prot 4 on my boots. Or at least, I would have gotten Prot 4 on my boots, if I had actually locked in that deal. But I didn't. Instead, I got Unbreaking on my leggings, and now I don't even know if I'll get Prot 4 on my boots. This is so awesome. I love making bad choices. Time to level up that cartographer today, because you already know I'm going to be doing some trials in this 100 days. Hopefully I can actually get enough enchants on my armor that I won't just die, but I definitely cannot get Prot 4 on all my armor, because the enchanting table will not let me. I did get a Trial Explorer map though, and I will be using that Trial Explorer map. Although probably not yet. Also, I just have to say that I kind of want to make an XP farm at this point, just because of the fact that I need levels, because I need to enchant, and it seems like I'm always running out of levels. Alright, I'm sticking to it this time. I am actually going to make that mob farm, which means I spent the entire day clearing out stone because I need a lot of blocks. But I got really bored of that, so I just started making a mine. The reason I started making a mine is because I kind of also need to get diamonds, because I also kind of want to get netherite, and that means I also kind of need to get another template, or 2, or 5. Today, I was supposed to work on my mob farm. Instead, I finally got enough levels to enchant my leggings, and I got Prot 4, so I immediately put mending on them, and then mended them. It went pretty well. And then I went to the Nether, because mob farms need a lot of blocks, and I can get netherrack while searching for ancient debris. I also can just fall in lava and have to drink fire res. My boots can break. When I get back to the overworld, it can be morning. You know, just standard netherite mining stuff. Time to do a few chores and then get right back to the Nether. Chores include making myself new diamond boots and a pickaxe, because I'm gonna need those. And then I'm going right back to the Nether to mine up more ancient debris. One of these days, I will be making a mob farm. I'm going to be doing that. I'm telling you right now, I will. But look, we're on day 50 right now. Day 50 means that I have time. I have an entire 50 more days until this challenge is over. I also only found one piece of ancient debris. I don't know why it's so scarce, but for some reason it is. But it's fine, whatever, I could just go find more tomorrow. Yeah, I'm still mining for ancient debris. I don't even know why I'm doing this, because I do not need netherite right now. I literally could just get it another time. I could make my mob farm, and then get perfect armor, and then get netherite. But you know me, I'm just not gonna do that. I did go and trade away all my gold to piglins. Did I get anything? Not really. Like 100,000 potions of fire res, but I only got 3 pearls, and that's what I wanted. I wanted pearls. This is so stupid. I'm going to work on my XP farm. That is what I'm going to do. For the next few days, until it's done, I am going to work on my XP farm. As promised, I am making that mob farm today. You might think I have to make it out of smooth stone or cobble. I don't. I can make it out of anything. And I'm going to mix and match blocks, specifically to make people angry. Please tell me how angry you are about it in the comments. I would really appreciate reading that. It is the most basic mob farm, and it's still huge. Utterly and completely huge. Like I said, I am going to be working on this mob farm all day. I need to get it done. Like, I really need to get it done. Do I absolutely need the mob farm? No, I don't really need any of the drops, but I want the XP because I keep running out of XP. And how am I going to get the perfect armor if I keep running out of XP? Like, yeah, I could just trade with villagers. You might be thinking, yeah, why don't you just trade with villagers? Why don't you stop being lazy and just trade with villagers? And to that I say, have you ever tried to trade with villagers for every single thing you need on your armor when all you want to do is just not do that? Do you have ADHD? Like, if you have ADHD, you probably understand what I'm saying. I knew I was going to mess it up somehow. I told you I was going to mess it up somehow. Somehow, I messed it up. Now, I do only have to extend it out farther 1 block, but it's still a little bit annoying, and I probably won't be able to finish it today, because finishing it today would involve me not messing up yesterday, which would have been absolutely great, but sadly, that's not how it's going to go. And I did not bring enough wood, and I am running out of food, and I have basically nothing. Alright, I finally done it. I finally come prepared to finish this mob farm. This time, I have everything I need. I think. Probably. You know what? I'm gonna forget something anyway. Like, who cares? Let's be honest. It does not matter. As long as I finish this mob farm today. Which, thankfully, I actually managed to. And it works very, very nicely. This took 3 days. And now I have to go get diamonds, because if I don't get diamonds, then I'm going to ruin all of my tools, because I don't have mending on them, because I haven't been enchanting, because I don't have levels, which is why I made the entire mob farm in the first place. Okay, look, I know I said I was going to try to get diamonds today, but I kind of want to finish enchanting all my armor. And this is just not going very well. The XP farm works perfectly, but you know what doesn't work perfectly? The enchanting table. Because I either get Prot 4 alone, or I get some random enchantment. And I don't want Prot 4 alone. I want at least Unbreaking. I can't just have Prot 4 on my boots. Tomorrow I'll go get diamonds, because I'm sick and tired of this. Today I went out and searched for diamonds. And instead of diamonds, guess what I found? I found a trial chamber. Don't know why, don't know how. It exists, it's exposed, I'm going in. This trial chamber was kind of annoying, mostly because it's almost all poisonous mobs, and I don't really like them because, you know, poison is a little bit annoying to deal with. Don't particularly love poison that much, and I also can't find diamonds, so that's kind of annoying too. But the thing is, trial chambers are just so useful, and I want a mace, which means I'm going to be staying in here for a very long time. But if I get a mace, it's absolutely worth it. I'm beginning to think the most important thing you can possibly bring to a trial chamber is food. Because if you don't have enough food, yeah, you're in a little bit of trouble. I mean, not me, because I have a totem, and I'm definitely not going to blow that totem in a few days. That's not happening. I simply would not let that happen. Nothing is terribly hard in these trial chambers, but you know what is hard? Getting food. But anyway, I went mining for diamonds. Kind of. What I mean is I made a mine in the trial chamber that I will probably never use. But technically speaking, that is a mine for diamonds. An added bonus of being in a trial chamber is that I get a lot of XP, which means when I get back to the surface, I will be able to enchant. And I made this gigantic tunnel that has water at the bottom of it, so I can go back to the trial chamber literally whenever I want. It also took me like all day because I made it too wide, which was a little bit annoying, but at the same time, it means I have quick access. Down, not up. But that's better than nothing. I also still can't get good enchants on my boots. I'm not really sure why. There's no reason for it. I think Minecraft just kind of hates me. It's telling me that I shouldn't talk bad about it. And I'm going to continue to talk bad about it. What's going to happen? I'm going to end up blowing a totem? I bought more mending! And apparently I'm addicted to the trial chambers because I went right back to them. I'm going to get that mace. I'm going to get more diamonds. And I'm not mining for them. I'm gonna get them from ominous vaults. I'm definitely not doing it just so I can fight off mobs and try to get a mace. It has nothing to do with that. It's for diamonds. You must remember it is always for diamonds. I get the feeling that I'm kind of addicted to trial chambers at this point. Like, I really don't want to leave. I actually would like to get all of the loot possible. Like, every single diamond and every mace. Like, I really want a mace. There is no way this trial chamber is that small. So I explored and I found more of it. I'll put it that way. Blew my totem? That wasn't so good. Didn't really want to blow my totem. I was hoping to not blow my totem, even though I talked about the fact that I would blow my totem like 3 days ago and 2 days ago and yesterday. I keep talking about it, so it was kind of bound to happen. But I got a mace. Wow, that's so cool. I love almost dying, but at least I have a mace now. Day 63. We're only 6 days away from finding that stronghold, and I'm still in the trial chamber, because of course I'm still in the trial chamber. Honestly, I don't even know what I want at this point. A notch apple? Maybe a diamond chestplate? What am I looking for? Why am I in here? I want to just, like, nearly die. That's I think what I want to do. Because I have no food. And because I have no food, I literally cannot do anything. Because every single time I do a trial, I almost die. And now I have absolutely zero food. And I'm trapped. How am I going to get out at 3 hearts with 0 food? It seems to me that my favorite way of getting out of trial chambers is by barely getting out of them at all. I don't have a totem anymore, and I have no food, trapped at 3 hearts. Luckily, however, I can get food from the trial spawners. Love doing that, especially when I use it up, don't leave, and then I'm trapped at even less hearts in a trial chamber. I got out of there as fast and as safely as I possibly could. Making a staircase all the way back up to the surface and trying to avoid any mobs that are going to kill you. Not always easy, but you know what? I managed, and I bought a bunch of bread, and I got to eat and get back to full health. And guess what? I actually enchanted my boots and got good enchants. And now they have mending. And now I'm going right back to the trial chamber because apparently I don't know what's good for me and I do not want to miss a single ominous vault. If you think that catching a cold is going to stop me from absolutely cooking in the trial chambers, you would be wrong. You might not be able to hear it in my voice, but I'm sick right now. Oh no. Well, too bad. Time to play some Minecraft. Ominous keys don't open vaults that have been opened once, and I'm pretty sure I've already opened all of the ominous vaults here. Whatever, I'll just use them in a different trial chamber. I really hope I go back up to the surface tomorrow. I'm sure I will, right? Day 66. Sadly, it's not 666 because then it would have been devil numbers, and I do love the devil. I don't think this trial chamber's got anything else for me. I can use my ominous keys in a different trial chamber, but we'll take care of that another time. Not only has it been days since I've seen the surface, it's been days since I last slept, and it's time to get out of here. At least that's what you would think. Instead, I wanted to do more ominous trials. Editor, take out the voice crack, okay? I don't want people to think I'm weird. Thanks. Yeah. Trials. 69. Delicious. It's been a very long time. Phantoms have spawned, but after battling my trial addiction, I finally get to sleep in the village again. Since today is day 68 and tomorrow I'm tracking down the Stronghold because I have a tradition of tracking down strongholds on day 69 for reasons I will not be discussing because I will get this video taken down if I talk about 69 too much. I decided to try to prepare for the end. I'm not going to fight the dragon on day 69 or even 70, but I do want to at least have enough ender pearls, and I would love to enchant my pickaxe. Sadly, I'm greedy, and I don't want Fortune 2. I only want Fortune 3. I also need to have like 1,000 levels because I'm wasting every single level I have. That's kind of annoying, but I did get a looting 2 sword and a bastion like a while back. I don't even remember when it was, so that means I can farm endermen. I did get some more pearls because I'm actually going to need them because I didn't get enough from piglin trades despite trading like 75 blocks of gold, and for some reason the cleric does not want to sell me pearls. I think he's just a bad person. Day 69. The day is finally dawned. Now we get to look for the stronghold. I don't know why I made the tradition of looking for strongholds on day 69. I literally have no idea, but I love it and we're going to do it forever. I think. Probably. Or at least until I grow up. Anyway, I did find the stronghold. I found the portal room and I made a nether portal in there. Because honestly, why don't you want to have fast travel from your base to the stronghold? I tried to find ancient debris as well, but it didn't really work out so well. So I kind of maybe got stuck in the nether because the day turned to day 70. Day 69 was a nice day, but day 70 we are right back to work. And by right back to work, I mean absolutely nothing because it took me a while to actually get back home. And I couldn't find any ancient debris. In fact, at this point, I don't even know why I tried. When I say that, I mean that I'm probably going to be looking for ancient debris in like 5 days from now. Because that's just what I do. I spent most of the day at the XP farm because honestly, I need XP and I need to enchant everything and my pickaxe is about to break. But you know what? I don't want Silk Touch. I want Fortune. And I will be picky about it because I can be picky about it. Now that I've escaped the trial chamber, had day 69, the day where I found the stronghold, and returned home on day 70, it is finally time for me to do a raid because I don't know what's good for me. And apparently, I like seeing some of my villagers die. I don't really want them to die, but let's be honest, it's kind of inevitable, especially when you're doing a raid, and I'm greedy and I want more totems. And then I'll probably go mine for diamonds and netherite. But for now, time for a raid. And for some reason, I just can never find the last 2 raiders. They don't exist. I did get a trident though, which is pretty nice. I wasn't really expecting to get a trident, but I'm gonna have to finish this raid tomorrow. You know all those memes about the last pillager in a raid that gets stuck somewhere and is just running around this gigantic cave and you can never find them? Yeah, well that actually happened and I couldn't find the pillagers until like nighttime. I searched everywhere. They got stuck in a tiny cave that I didn't even know existed. Why does this thing exist? But after getting rid of them, finally I was able to move on and do some more waves. Now I did drink Bad Omen 5, so this is going to be quite a hard raid. I anticipate popping a couple of totems and probably losing a couple of villagers, but I certainly hope that doesn't happen. I don't want my villagers to die. I have cared for them for too long for them to die now. You know, before drinking Bad Omen 5, I probably should have thought about the fact that each raid is super difficult, and Bad Omen 5 just means it's even more difficult. On the plus side, I do get more totems from this raid just because it's a lot harder. On the not so plus side, I'm probably going to end up popping at least 1 totem. I didn't today, but maybe tomorrow. Yeah, popping totems is not exactly great, but at least I do have more totems now. And I do have more emeralds now, and I have less iron golems. Significantly less iron golems. At least most of my villagers are safe. Honestly, these raids are just getting very, very difficult. If I didn't have Prot 4 on my armor and a totem in my offhand, I don't really know how long I would have actually survived. As it is, I'm barely hanging on. I am barely hanging in there. And even when I thought the raid was over, there's still another wave to go tomorrow. This raid was not over yet. In fact, not even close. I had to fight off the hardest wave yet, and I didn't even have any iron golems, which meant I was popping totems left and right. Not really center, because it was only twice that I popped totems, and let's be honest, I still have like a ton of them, because there were just that many evokers in this raid. Like, there were so many of them. It was insanely difficult though, and I do understand why a lot of people would die. If I didn't have totems, I would be dead right now, and you would be watching me complain instead of telling you about how hard it is. Which isn't terribly different, but like, my mending villager survived. It survived, and guess what? I saved it from a vindicator. That should get me Hero of the Village. I didn't get Hero of the Village. Day 75. We are 3/4 of the way to 100 days. It would really be a shame if I died now, which is why I need a good pickaxe, because I need netherite. And someone said, hey, you should get a good pickaxe and then mine for ancient debris. And I was like, wow, why didn't I think of that? Look, maybe I'm being picky, but I want Fortune 3. I don't want Fortune 2. I don't only want efficiency. I want Fortune 3. That's it. I'm going back to the trial chambers today. Nah, I'm just kidding. Don't worry, I'm not going back to the trial chambers. At least, not officially. When I say I'm not going back to the trial chambers, what I really mean is I'm not actually going to spend time there. Instead, I'm going to go to my little mine that I made in the trial chambers, and I'm going to look for diamonds. And I found a lot of diamonds. Like, so many diamonds. I found a vein of 16 diamonds. How do you even find a vein of 16 diamonds? Like, that's literally not even allowed. I think it just means that 2 chunks with an 8 vein were right next to each other, but I'm not complaining at all. I got 23 diamonds, and I think that's quite enough. I don't really need any more. It's time for me to enchant my pickaxe and not fixate over getting Fortune 3, because the only reason I haven't been enchanting my pickaxe is because I keep getting something that's not Fortune 3, and then I just unenchant it. But today, we're just getting efficiency and going to the Nether. It's time to mine up ancient debris. You would think ancient debris would not be too hard to find when you can literally break every single block in one tap. But guess what? Ancient debris is still hard to find. I need like 1,000 TNT or like 300 beds. All I've got is an efficiency pickaxe, no life, and a whole lot of time on my hands, which means I can get a grand total of 1 ancient debris. I'm not giving up until I can make like 1 ingot, because yeah, I am giving up. It's way too hard to find. I think I need some TNT and beds, or like another 2 pickaxes, because this one seems to be breaking even though it has Unbreaking 3. Not really sure how I've mined up that many blocks already, but okay. I've been mining for like 2 days, and guess what? When I try to get back home, I can't because I don't remember my coordinates. It was a bit of a skill issue, I do admit that to you right now. I had to go back and look at other days just to make sure I actually knew where my home portal was, but I eventually was able to find it, after like a long time. My pickaxe, my efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, diamond pickaxe is almost broken after 1 trip to the Nether. How does that even happen? I must have mined up like 50,000 blocks. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but like not too much of one. It's literally that bad. I don't even know what happened. But good news, I get to sleep in my own bed. Or at least the villager's bed. That would be if I didn't decide to go to the XP farm, because I can't get any good enchants on anything. It's time for me to do something a little bit different today. I've been in the Nether, I've been in trial chambers, I've done raids, but you know what I haven't been doing recently? I haven't been working on that little castle over there. Remember the one that's diagonal, as if anyone could forget that? Either way, this whole diagonal thing, well, it's not really working out for me, considering the fact that it's entirely uneven. And you might be thinking, wow, it's uneven? I never could have guessed when you literally built something diagonally. And to that I say, Fair point. I thought at least I could do a little bit of math. Apparently, I can't, which is entirely unsurprising. Otherwise, I would probably have a real job instead of Minecraft YouTube. But that's an entirely different topic. You know that moment where you start fixing something and then you realize that you kind of need to tear the entire thing down in order to fix it? I had one of those moments today. But good news, I didn't tear the entire thing down. Only like half of it. But seriously, this thing is way more trouble than it's worth. And honestly, I don't even live here. Why am I trying to build this? Pretty sure my castle is actually symmetrical by now. If you can call it a castle. Personally, I think it's just a very weird lump of polished deep slate bricks taking up a gigantic space of land. I also need to get myself some new enchants because literally like half of this 100 days has been me going, I need better enchants on my tools, and then not getting them. So today I'm gonna get much better enchants. I did get much better enchants, but not on my pickaxe. Instead, I got this absolutely overpowered sword. Like, no, it's not sharpness 5, but this is an insane sword. Like, this is an incredible sword. I put mending on that baby right away. And you know what? I'm gonna mend that thing up and I'm gonna keep it with me for as long as I possibly can. Listen, I know it's fruitless, but I at least want to have enough netherite to be able to make full netherite armor when I eventually have that perfect armor, okay? I'm just gonna do that. I promise that's all I'm doing in the nether. Now you might be thinking, wow, you're not finding a lot of netherite. Yes, that's my point. It doesn't matter if I have efficiency or beds or anything. I can't find ancient debris. At least I got a couple of levels. This ancient debris search is just, it's not going well. And I think I'm just gonna end up wasting the rest of 100 days on this alone. I do now have enough ancient debris that I can make 4 netherite ingots. So that's good. I'll be able to turn all of my armor into netherite. I'm going back down to the trial chambers today. Not because I really want to do trials, but because that's where my mine is. And it's very close to the trial chamber. So I might as well just stop in and do a few trials. I mean, it can't hurt. At least I'll get some levels out of it. I found diamonds. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm not going to mine them up yet. I'm waiting until I have Fortune 3. Which is quite bold, considering that I probably won't have Fortune 3. Also, I use wind charges to the fullest of their ability, and it's one of the most cool things. I'm just gonna show you the clip. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's the coolest thing I've ever done. This is the cool. Oh my gosh, bro. That's the coolest thing ever. I also found a chicken jockey. I was going to end the day and I found a chicken jockey. I couldn't believe it. I'm going to have to save that cooked chicken. I got this glorious idea today. What if I just took all of the gunpowder from my XP farm and turned it into TNT with the help of a little sand and imagination? And then went to the nether and blew up a gigantic tunnel to find ancient debris. And you would think I would probably find like 5 pieces of ancient debris. You know, just something modest like that with the amount of TNT I had. Nope. 2. I found 2 pieces. Sometimes you just need to relax. You ever get that feeling? And what's more relaxing than reorganizing all of your chests? Because my chests look horrible, and I mean terrible. I really and truly need to reorganize them. But you know the problem? I'm not very good at it, and I kind of have too many things, and I don't really want to have like 50,000 chests. And then halfway through I kind of got bored, because that's what ADHD does to you. I was like recording this at like 8:30 at night, so I wasn't even tired. But at the same time, I guess I must have been because I lost my patience and enchanted my pickaxe. No, I'm not going to get fortune. Also, this is the single greatest assist from an iron golem in history. Like, seriously, that is the best thing ever. I would watch a series just for that one assist. But anyway, we're going to be fighting the dragon on day 95, so we're getting very close to that. On day 88, I had 3 main objectives. The first one was to get food, because I don't really have any and I keep running out. And yes, I know, I should have made a farm. Don't tell me I should have made a farm. I know I should have made a farm. The next one was just to work on my castle thingy. I don't really know what to call it. It doesn't really look like a castle. It is diagonal. It's just a weird diagonal structure, and it's kind of coming together. I'll just go mine up deep slate, probably tomorrow or the day after. But today I want to enchant my mace, so I'll spend time at the XP farm and get density 4. I think that's pretty good. There are two things that I'm really looking for on day 89. One is diamonds, the other is deep slate, because I do want to finish that castle thing, you know, the diagonal one, but I don't want to just mine deep slate because that's really boring. So I'll mine for diamonds and get a bunch of deep slate on the way. Mining for diamonds seems to be pretty good when you have efficiency because I don't even need fortune and I'm getting all the diamonds. You want to know why you haven't found diamonds? It's because I have them. I have all of the diamonds. Now, I don't really have that many diamonds, but it does feel like that sometimes because normally I can't find any. I made my netherite upgrade templates. I used almost all my diamonds, but now I have 7 templates. That's perfect for me. The other day, someone said, you're on day 87 and you're still living in a villager house. And that kind of made me a little bit sad. So I'm going to finish my castle if it's the last thing I do. I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to make this diagonal. Like, what is the thought process here? I just want to ask my past self, why in the world are you making this stupid thing diagonal? Why don't you just make a normal castle? You're not different, you're just stupid. I'm finally gonna be able to say that my castle is complete. Not yet, but I'll eventually be able to say it. Right now, I just got the roof done. I'm gonna have to make the towers, but I kind of don't want to make the towers. Like, I really don't. Look, the castle doesn't look good, but it doesn't look that bad. Like, I have seen worse castles before. Coincidentally, I built those too. I also want to get myself a good bow because what's a dragon fight without a good bow? Getting flame on a bow is cool, I guess. Kinda wish I had gotten power instead, but it's not gonna matter. The dragon's gonna stand no chance against this prot 4 wielding, sharpness 4 sorting, totem eating. Today is the day I officially finish my castle. Or at least it would have been if I hadn't run out of deep slate. I'm still making the towers and they look weird, to say the least. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to make them, but let's just pretend that they look good. It's a lot of pretending, but we're just gonna go with it. Tomorrow I will have to get more deep slate, but I just didn't want to do that today because right now I want to focus on getting that perfect bow. And after grinding at the XP farm for a while, I didn't get a perfect bow, but I did get to combine my Flame Unbreaking bow with a Power 4 Infinity bow, and that's really good. That's almost a perfect bow, and I'm very happy with that. Alright, I'm taking one last trip down to the trial chambers. Or, rather, not the trial chambers themselves, but actually my diamond mine. Never mind. I went to the trial chambers, and I did a trial. I've really got to stop doing that, but I found a bunch of diamonds, even though it wasn't really what I was looking for. What I was really looking for was deep slate, because I do want to finish my diagonal thing, castle, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it, it's a thing, in this 100 days. So I mine deep slate all day, and I'm 100% positive that I have more than enough at this point. Finally, I will finish my diagonal castle. At least, I'll finish the outside of it. I don't know if I'm going to be finishing the inside in this 100 days. I could probably just finish it another time. I mean, in all truth and honesty, I'm just going to be making long-form videos out of this series anyway, so I'll just get to it another time when I'm making my dream castle in hardcore Minecraft, or capturing every mob. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to capture every mob. That's a stupid thing to do. I have fully prepared to fight the Ender Dragon. I have absolutely everything I need, which means there's only one thing left to do. It's time for me to go to my portal, and then go to my Stronghold portal, and defeat the Ender Dragon tomorrow. Day 95, everyone. Hello. So we've got a bit of a rarity going on right here, and that's the fact that this is actually a live recording. Normally, I just do voiceovers, but for this, I wanted to do it live. Nothing extraordinary. Just beating the Ender Dragon in my hardcore world. I just want another pearl, bro. I just want another one. Thanks, dude. Alright, I'm going up there. Bit higher. There we go. I got my power bow. I've got... Oh. Well, would have popped the totem there, but, you know. Alright. The dragon fight was pretty easy. That's it. I defeated the Ender Dragon in hardcore Minecraft. What a journey this has been. Okay, I'm gonna get the dragon egg. Let me go get that elytra. Alright, end of live recording. Back to voiceover. I accidentally jumped through the end portal instead of going to the outer islands, which was annoying because it wasted like 5 minutes. But when I got back to the end and went to the outer islands, I couldn't find an end city. Like, I could not. Bridging over the void is not something I want to be doing for long, so I want an elytra. But I can't find any elytras because I can't find any end ships and I can't find any end cities. Don't worry, I didn't fall in the void. I did have to bridge over the void and pearl over the void and nearly fell in the void, but I did not fall in the void. I just couldn't find an end city. I don't even know why. I don't understand why I couldn't find an end city. Day 97 was just more searching for end cities, and the good news is I actually finally found one. The bad news is that it took like half the day to find one single end city. And that's not including the fact that I searched for one on day 95 as well, and day 96, so it took me like 40-ish minutes to find an end city. But once I got there, I was able to get all the way up to the top and loot it. And make a shulker box. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't really think I'm gonna be able to use too much of this loot, but, you know. And this crazy MLG that I had to do, well, just watch it for yourself. I thought I was gonna pop a totem. I didn't pop a totem, though. I'm just kind of amazing at the game. Floating over the void is terrifying, but now I have an elytra, which means I don't have to float over the void anymore, which means I can go loot 100 end cities. Day 98 was a full day of looting end cities, and I do mean a full entire day of looting end cities. I want to get as much loot as humanly possible, and I'm going to do that, no matter what it takes. My biggest problem really is food, and the fact that the loot's not that good. Like, I expected maybe to get at least some reasonably OP items. I haven't really gotten much of anything. Just some decently enchanted armor. There's really not a lot of great swords or pickaxes or anything like that. And I kind of feel disappointed because this was supposed to be the big moment where I got so many great enchants, and instead it's the moment where I just wasted the day away flying from end city to end city, getting a bunch of stuff that I don't really need. I have two objectives. One, loot as many end cities as I possibly can so that I can get perfect gear. And two, get back home, because I want to finish this 100 days in my home village, castle, whatever you want to call it. But I sadly just couldn't get the stuff that I was looking for. Like, yeah, these end cities have a bunch of great loot, but you know what they don't have? They don't have, like, perfect armor. And that's the only thing I actually need. I did get the dragon head, though, which is nice. I mean, it's a good thing to have in the collection. But I just didn't get the perfect armor. And when I got back home, yeah, I could just enchant and disenchant. And don't get me wrong, I did that. And I'm going to combine stuff tomorrow. It's just disappointing that I won't get the perfect armor in this 100 days. Well, folks, here we are. Day 100. This was an absolutely crazy run this entire 100 days. I've gone from not being able to beat the game to surviving 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, and I honestly just can't believe it. Thank you so much for your support during this series. I mean, without you, I probably would have lost motivation to do this a long time ago. I probably wouldn't have continued trying. And now, I have finally gotten full netherite armor. It's not perfect armor yet, but it's good enough, and I can always fix it in later long-form videos. This was absolutely insane, and coming to the end of this journey, I just look back and realize how much I've grown as a channel, as a player, and even as a person. Sometimes 100 days makes a huge difference. This was a crazy world, and I only had one thing left to do after getting my netherite armor. After naming my chicken jockey chicken and putting it up in my villager house, I had one thing left to do, and that was to make a little shrine for my dragon egg. The dragon egg is basically the biggest treasure in this entire world, aside from just the accomplishment of surviving 100 days. It's been an absolutely crazy journey. Thank you for going on it with me. And now, one last live voice recording. So with that, I say to all of you, thank you for watching. This has been 100 days in hardcore Minecraft.